Hey, what's up guys? Thanks for joining me for another episode, and this is going to be my review of the HP Spectre x360. I've recently sold my MacBook Air to transition to this, and I gotta tell you, it's the best decision I've ever made. I love the new Windows 10 platform, and I love how great this computer is, how light it is. Just look at this, and look at the build quality. Amazing. So I'm going to do a user experience of this XP Spectre x360, and I tell you, this is the one that comes with the pen and the leather folio case. Alright, this is the new 2017 model that came out in February, and I'm going to do a review on it now. Built with a 360-degree hinge. This is HP's special hinge where you can actually flip it and it becomes a tablet. You can hold it like a tablet. Now, holding this as a tablet can get very heavy at times because, after all, this is a 13.3-inch laptop. I mean, it's not ideal for a tablet. It's more meant to be a laptop, but when I'm reading documents on the couch like this, honestly, the best thing ever. Best experience. So I get a tablet and a laptop at the same time, and I love that the screen is big. So it's like the Apple Apple iPad Pro, you know, and even bigger. And so everything just is clearer than on a regular tablet. So you can see here that also is equipped with Windows Hello trying to look for me. Anyways, so I love the hinge. I love the fact that I can turn this into a tablet. I love the fact that it's actually very thin, very lightweight. And you can see here that it comes with two USB-C ports with a rocker. And then on the other side, we have the power button, the cooling vent fan, a headphone jack, and a regular traditional USB, which makes this thing basically future-proof. Down here we have vents and two fire down speakers. 1, 2. This thing comes with 4 speakers in total. The 2 are actually on top here. These speakers are from Bang & Olufsen, which is a very premium speaker brand. And I gotta tell you, I don't know, this has gotta be the best sounding speakers that I've ever heard in my entire life. I don't know how they fit really great speakers in such a small tiny system like this thin system, but I'm gonna do a little test for you, so check it out. Let me turn up the volume. Your love was handmade for somebody like me. Come on now, follow my lead. I may be crazy, don't mind me. So you can hear that it's coming down from here and on top of here. Okay, one cool thing about this is that when you flip it into tablet mode, these speakers don't work. But instead, you can see that there is a gap here that allows the fire down speakers to start working, because since you have the tablet on this end, these speakers will start working and actually shoot towards you, so you can actually hear things when you're putting it in tablet mode, which is very smart because you wouldn't want speakers to start playing here, right? So that's one thing I really like about this. They really thought about how the user is going to have an experience in tablet mode, which is great. So in tablet mode, obviously it's a little bit awkward and bulky to hold because, you know, you got the keyboard in the back here as you're holding on this side. I find that it's actually easier to hold on this end where the hinge is versus holding it on this side, because you see this gap. It makes it really hard and it really cuts into my hand, and I really don't like when I hold it like this. It feels awkward here. So that's one thing I don't really like about this HP Spectre. But overall, you know what? If I hold it on this side, I'm gonna have a good time. This is a great time. This, not so great. But it doesn't bother me nonetheless.
typing experience on this laptop is actually really good. Let me try to fix this here. So you can see here that it's a full-size keyboard. I'm getting like really great key travel, right? And it just feels really solid every single time I type. I'm pumping out documents all the single time. I'm always on the computer typing stuff. And this is great because you see it's full size. It doesn't have the annoying page up, page down here, usually like on an Acer would. And they're all dedicated up here. That means that when you're actually moving left and right, great. You know, you're actually moving left and right without touching anything by accident. It's also backlit. I don't know if you can see that, but yeah, there you go. And you see that it's a silver type of key. So in the daytime, when you actually have backlit on, it makes it really hard because that silverness makes the keys don't stand out. Like there's no contrast to the alphabets on here. So it's better during the day in direct sunlight to turn it off, because that way you can actually see the contrast and then you can actually see the keys. But overall, when I use it at night, best thing ever. The trackpad here is made out of a glass. It's very smooth to click, and I find it very like satisfying to click actually. And just to let you hear how it sounds like. Very solid, you know? It just has a very solid feel to it. Other than that, is your general keyboard. It's great. It has all the volume up here, backward, forwards for media consumption, even airplane mode to quickly put your PC into airplane mode, and you know, things like that. It's just an overall great keyboard to type on. So let's talk about the HP model, the pen actually. Let's talk about the pen. So this pen comes with a 2-button pen and the stylus tip right there. This is not like the Surface Pro where you get the eraser that works when you want to erase on the screen by flipping it. I find it's actually more efficient and better to use when you have this button as the eraser. So let me demonstrate that for you. I'm going to open up Microsoft OneNote, and I've started here. And you can see that, for instance, if I make a mistake, it's very easy to correct. So, hello, right? Usually on a Surface Pro, you would go like this to erase. But why bother with the entire pen flipping when you can just erase with that button? That's so. See that? It's actually quicker. So when I'm making notes, welcome to blip this, right? You can just quickly erase that on the go. And you can see how quick it performs when writing. I mean, there is no lag at all. And I usually like to flip this thing backwards like this. And I ask you if you want to switch to tablet mode. I hit yes. And you can put this into full screen mode. Now, a lot of students out there, I know you want to use this as a note-taking device. What you can do is actually, when you go into the view section, you can put some ruled lines on here. See that? You can actually put some ruled lines in order to write properly. This is pretty big, but you can adjust the ruled lines to probably about that. It is for a normal, and you start making notes. So usually you can go, you know, chapter 1, ABC, things like that. It's just so easy. It's very easy to use. It's easy to note take, right? And honestly, if you make a mistake, boom. One cool feature I really like about this too with the pen is you can actually click on this icon here right beside the keyboard, and it's called Windows Ink Workspace. If you click that, 3 items pop up. You can screen sketch, you can sketch pad, or you can sticky note. Now this is what I was playing with last night, and this is what I made. All right, so if I really don't like it, I can erase it, and you can use a ruler. If you're making a graph in class, you can use a ruler and start drawing. Right? And use this, turn it like that, and start making a graph, you know. Then you just make your little graph here. If you want to be really neat, you can start doing that, right? And then if you got to draw a graph to put inside your notes, quickly do that. And just go like that. See? And then once you have your graph, you can take this ruler away, highlight whatever you need to do, and once you want that inside your OneNote, all you need to do is hit the copy button here. It says it's copied, right? Exit that, hold down your finger on the screen and paste that graph in there, and you can see that that's where it is. And if you want to move the graph, just hold it a bit, that little thing pops up, and you can drag your graph wherever you want to do, whatever you want to do. So you draw, and then you can quickly make graphs in class, and you make a note about it, right? Make a note about it. So that's one cool thing for students, is it's so versatile and it's so easy to take notes in the class that you can just forget about your textbooks. I mean your notebooks. You forget about that. Writing wise, everything is quick. You can see that. This thing has an i5 processor in it, so meaning that everything renders really quickly and there is no lag to anything. It is also pressure sensitive, meaning that I can make really light lines like that, or I can make really dark lines like that just by the pressure of the pen. So you can see here that this thing works really great. Everything is gone within a quick second. No turning around, nothing, just all right. So there's lots of stuff to do in OneNote. That's one thing I really wanted to display here, just to prove to you that this pen is really good. Okay, let's get out of tablet mode and let's talk about some of the specs here. So I have Crystal Disk running here, right? So with Crystal Disk, you can see that we're gonna test, okay, can you see that? Yeah, let's test out the drive speed. This tests out how fast the read and write speed of this hard drive is. So this is a 256 gigabyte SSD drive. This is the PCIe version, all right? So again, there you go, good focus. And so here are the results. We have 3,430 megabits per second read speed and 1,142 megabits per second write speed. So we're talking about really fast speeds on this hard drive. I mean, we're getting really great quality. Also included inside with this HP Spectre is an HDMI dongle. All right, so they give you an HDMI to USB-C dongle for free. So, I mean, included in the price, you're getting the full value package with this HP Spectre. Okay, so I'm about to run the benchmark for the Cinebench R15 by Maxon, and we're going to run the OpenGL and CPU. So let's run the OpenGL first, just to get you to see a glimpse of what how it runs on this benchmark. And you know that slower computers will have a really slow type of animation. You can see here that it's really smooth. It's flickered, no flickering, no lagging, nothing like that, and it's really smooth. So this tests out the OpenGL on this computer. So to hit a 24.60 frames per second. So now let's run the CPU benchmark. So what this does is it tests your rendering abilities, especially for photos, video editing, and so on. I don't know if you can hear right now, but the fan just kicked in. Let me see if I can make it so you can hear it better. Oh. If you can hear that, it's still very quiet. And in the room that I'm in right now, my living room, it's very quiet. So working with this computer is going to be very pleasant. There's going to be little to no fan noise at all. And it only comes on when you actually push the CPU to work hard. Just in this case where we're doing a benchmark test. So the benchmark just finished and we hit 322 CB. Let's look at the specs here. So you can see it's running Windows 10 Home. It has an Intel Core i5 7th generation CPU running at 2.5 gigahertz, maxing out at 2.71 gigahertz. Has an installed memory of 8 gigabytes. That system is 64-bit operating system. It has pen and touch support with 10 touch point system. So you can see here that this thing is fully loaded. All right. And as well as, you know, it has a 256 gigabyte of storage, if I haven't mentioned that already. And overall, I really love this computer. It has all the storage that I need, all the power that I need. And I'm a person that really just doesn't do a lot of in gaming or anything graphically intense. But you know what? If I did, I think this thing would be able to handle it. Let's talk Photoshop. I'm going to launch the Photoshop right now. I have the Photoshop CS6 edition. You can see it has a quick boot up. Everything is so quick on this thing. And because the dimensions are just as regular as a normal laptop, this is a 1080p screen, all right? And you can see it's crystal clear. I don't know if you can see that or not, but to me, with my eyes, everything looks really clear. Just as clear as you would see on a Apple's Retina screen. All the icons are in great sizing, so you can actually do a lot of work without having, you know, like really tiny icons such as on the Surface Pro 4, which is really hard for you to touch. So let's start something new here. I'll just click whatever this is. All right, so I have a blank canvas here. All the tools are here. You can do whatever you want. So let's start with a paintbrush. And you see, it does in Photoshop have a little small bit of lag. And I think maybe that has something to do with Windows 10 as I'm reading online. But nevertheless, it's not as laggy as you think it would be. Maybe it does hinder some artist stuff. I'm not too sure. I'm not an artist myself. I can't really draw. And obviously in Photoshop, it's not designed with this pen, so you can't just erase with this button as I would like in OneNote. So even if I'm pressing down on the button right now and I'm trying to erase, it still draws. So you actually have to still select the eraser tool and start erasing and so forth. That's Photoshop for you. And do you want to quit? Yeah. So otherwise, it doesn't come with a lot of bloatware at all. I've basically uninstalled a few things, but not too many things here. You can see here it comes with HP pen control, where you can basically select what the top and bottom buttons do. And in this case, we have erase as the default. Whoops, right there, and right click as for the top one. And you know, you can change it to whatever you want. Also, one other thing it has is the Bang & Olufsen audio control, which is great. You can change basically all the way that you want everything to sound. And you can change it to music, movie, or voice, or even just change the bass treble and dialogue clarity here to whatever you want it to be. Input changes the microphone settings. General is just the toggling of the volume of the speaker or the microphone array. So you can see here that it also comes with the software that you need in order to customize this HP.
This is the webcam test for the HP Spectre x360. This is shooting at 1080p 30 frames per second, and at a 16:9 ratio. You can see that it's a little bit grainy on my end. I'm not too sure how it's going to show up on YouTube. A little discoloration of my forehead. I'm standing right directly in front of a window right now. But not too bad. You know, overall, if you're going to use this for webcamming on Skype for businesses, often it's going to do its job. Not necessarily for something like you're going to vlog with, but overall, still very good.
Here's a video running 4K video and from YouTube. Even though this is not a 4K display, you can just see the intense detail in this video. Maybe on YouTube this is gonna downgrade, but I'm not too sure. But to the naked eye, when I'm looking at this, the screen looks so vivid. The colors just really pop and everything looks detailed. It's like I'm there. You can see compared to my hand how it looks like. But yeah. Wow. Amazing screen. Just an amazing screen. This is going to be great for people that love to stream videos, to watch Netflix, and all those other things. That's it. Thank you for joining me on this review of the HP Spectre x360. I mean, overall, very great value for the price that you're paying. The build quality is gonna last forever for someone that's looking for something very portable, very future-proof, all right? And I mean, overall, I think this is gonna be one of the best laptops out in the market right now, and you will not be let down by what this laptop is capable of. So thanks for joining me. Subscribe if you want to see more. Like this video if you really like this video. And if you want to know more about this laptop, shoot me a comment down below and I'll reply and I'll let you know what my experience is like with this laptop if you're in the market for the same one. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.